Yo, this is Hungry Millennial coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. I'm currently on the move, headed to the airport. Today's episode is about come hell or high water, stick to that task or that thing that you believed in. Right? So, came from Luganistan. I told him that I would answer this episode. I believe it was 21. I talked about building your brand. Right? His question was, if you find something that you're like, if you're good at a lot of things, how do you figure out which one to put 1,000% in? So my recommendation is to find people that are doing that exact activity as lifers, and then surround yourself around those people. Do that research and figure out if that's really what you want to do. Because come hell or high water, that one specific thing, if we don't master one thing, right, we won't master anything, right? So take that step forward and find something that you want to master, and that you feel like through everything, come hell or high water, like you're going to stick to that task, right? So for me, I've had a lot of low points as of late, but if somebody was like, okay, hey, I need a detail, right? Like, I'm going to hop out and, make that detail happen, because I have all my materials in my trunk, right? So you have to be that dedicated to your craft. And that's how I figured out, like, detailing was something that I want to do. It's also, with the mobile detailing business, I want a van line and all that stuff, but it's completely scalable, right? So that's something that I can change over time, that, it's not necessarily going to throw anything off. If I decide that I'm going to pick up like a full-time job or whatnot, I can still dump, money into it. I can still do research. I can still buy the equipment, because it's an industry that does change over time, but nobody's really, being crazy innovative, because a lot of people are still attached to old techniques. So, my thing is like, I found something that, I was passionate about, but it wasn't something that I necessarily got a degree in. And so when it comes to also putting, if you're good at multiple things, right? So, for instance, I have a degree, bachelor's in corporate communication. So what I did with that communications degree is I decided that I was going to take that degree, and, I was going to get a background in marketing and a background in, like graphic design and stuff like that. So I'm able also to use my ads and things like that to actually create marketing, pamphlets and marketing business cards. All my business cards, all my logos and stuff, I've done myself. So if you do need any type of graphics or anything, let me know and I got you. So there's that. And also, like, on a regular basis, I'm doing like public relations stuff. I'm meeting different people from different lifestyles, different places as well. And, I'm leveraging, their talents with my talents. We're linking up, and I'm just using little tip by tip to get there, right? You have to find something that you're also going to be macro patient about. You have to be super, super, super patient. Gary Vee talks about this all the time. You have to be super, super patient, because it's not going to happen overnight. And if it does happen overnight, it's not going to, normally it's not going to resist a recession, because you don't have the toolkit to get it back, whatever you had before. And you also don't, there's not a lot of passion that's built up, that's festered over time. That pain that you felt in trying to achieve that goal over time has not been built to build equity into your brand. There's monetary equity, and then there's the actual, mental and physical blood, sweat, and tears, that type of equity that you're putting into whatever you're doing, right? So you have to make sure that whatever you pick is something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life, after you've tested the multiple things that you're good at, right? So test those things, see if you're good at those. Especially in your 20s, you got a little bit of time, right? You can volunteer for free, or you can pick up a job in that field, or you can talk to people in that field, or you can also network with people in that field. Just by searching hashtags on Instagram or whatnot, see what they do and see how they're doing it, and kind of get some of those pain points that they're also having. So anyway, this is the Hungry Millennial. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Hungry Millennial out. Thank you, guys.